Hello, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are on the planet, Whale family. We're here with another episode of Improv Pixel Art with Rob Levy Pixels. It's always a good time. This week we are continuing the masterpiece that we started last week, which is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles with DC as Shredder eating pineapple on pizza on the beach. So I'm really excited to see where this goes. So what's up, Rob?
For sure. What's going on? Thank you as always for having me. This should be fun. I feel like we've got a lot to do, but I think we can do it. I think we can manage it.
Yeah.
And if anybody has any last minute additions, feel free. I mean, with our last one, we had the matrix code flying at the last minute, so
oh yes.
We might not be able to squeeze it in, but you never know. So.
In this batch of links, you will find the piece that Rob is referring to called Under the Moon. It's awesome. So yeah. Boop.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was. All of them are. What did you say? Krang in a floaty, Mongoose MR. That was the next idea.
Wait, what was that?
Krang in a floaty. Like, do you even have room in this piece to squish that into the ocean?
To get a floaty in there? We can try.
To get Krang in a floaty of all people, of all the characters.
I don't know. We could try. We could try squeeze that in. I was definitely thinking about having this dude's head bopping in there because at first I drew him thinking that he'd be like standing up, but after seeing him in the ocean, I thought it'd be cool. Maybe just like kind of just seeing his neck like he's like in the water.
Yeah. I agree. Maybe Krang is like it's just like there's just an indication of Krang in the back. It's not like super detailed.
Yeah, like what can we do or do we just like delete this and just do like a floating plane or something?
I guess so.
Okay.
But then like where do you put the rest of the turtles? Everybody else?
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately all the turtles are not gonna make the cut one way or another. So
exactly. Mongoose MR said pink pixel equals Krang. Like that's exactly what I was thinking. Like it doesn't like you don't have to undo all the work that you've done already. We just know that this one pixel is Krang.
An Easter egg
off in the distance. Yes, an Easter egg for those who are here.
I'm all about that.
Oh my gosh. So how are we making Shredder? Let's see, is DC here right now? He's probably not. He's had to do, I think he did streams earlier today. He did a lot this week. So if he has time to take a break, I wouldn't blame him. Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, I was definitely going with the hood idea, but if there's anything else,
you just got to put the Elite logo. Same with the Bunny the cat.
Where do we go with it? Go put a little diamond. Do we just
right at the center.
Just right here.
Yeah, just like it is in DC's picture. It's just hard to see because his thing has like an effect on it. But the real hoodie in real life has the Elite diamond logo, like on that part of the hoodie. Boop.
Dope.
Yeah, it's cool. It's neat. Elite clothes are very nice. I like them.
We can change this to black, so I'm guessing that would probably be more elite. Let's see how close.
Yeah, and you can take artistic license and make it bigger, because otherwise it won't look like the Elite logo. Yeah, I guess if it's black. Or like that green black in that photo. You still have the reference? Do you need me to get it again?
Yeah,
who was?
That'd be awesome.
I wish I knew who did that last time. Somebody took a screenshot of. It's so funny to me. They took a screenshot of DC's avatar and then blew it up and sent it.
Hey.
All right, I'm doing that.
I appreciate that very much. I'm
That's
all
what
about my references.
I'm doing that right
Nothing
now.
beats-
I don't know how artists do stuff from their head. That is magic to me.
Yeah, I mean, maybe
I
one day.
cannot. That's not. I put it in. Oh, it doesn't let me put it. I am DMing it to you on Discord because it won't let me send it to you via StreamYard. Boop.
Cool.
I heard that come to you from space. That was pretty instantaneous. It's pretty cool. The magic of the internet.
Since we go.
That was really fast.
I love it. Yeah, no, I'm all about my references. I definitely feel like the more you draw things, like you can definitely like start getting a little bit more familiar. But even then, it's like I always still want to pull up another reference just to think of something.
Yeah.
You know, or else
Yeah.
I'm like the same tree over and over. You know.
That's a good point. Yeah. Yeah, it's hard also doing like portraits. And I also heard that there was some kind of lawsuit. I wish I remembered which celebrity portrait it was. But it was basically saying like the only acceptable way of like imitating an existing famous photograph of somebody is if you do a collage of it. Otherwise, like the other mediums, they're like, no, this is, I forget what the word is, but it's something related to like being, it's like too derivative of the original, so you can't claim it as your own. So like when you are trying to draw the likeness of somebody without just drawing, you know, from vision looking at a photograph, like how hard is that to do? Like to do it in a totally different pose, you know what I mean? And
Absolutely.
still know, like, especially if you've never met the person, like even people who I've known for all my life, like I couldn't draw them from my head.
No, definitely.
No. Like people that can do that, I'm like, that is some wild brain memory motor skill combo.
I mean, that's why I have like, and I don't know, like that's why, but it reminded me, I guess, because like I feel like a lot of tattoos are like faces and portraits, and it's like I mean, tattoo art generally blows my mind.
Yeah.
And like when getting like that amount of detail and working on that kind of canvas, like I just
human skin, yes, that's wild.
Like the ultimate canvas.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be a tattoo artist, but even the idea of creating a tattoo for somebody, like that's still like a really heavy responsibility to me. I've been asked and I still haven't like done it for a friend.
What?
And she would pay me too, but I'm like, no, I don't know, I can't draw it good. Like, to be fair, I think the style that she wants, like, I'm like, no, I can't do it. But I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's a big one.
It's a big one, especially if like I can't do, if I think I'm not confident in doing that style. I think she should find an illustrator that, you know, does that type of look, you know,
totally.
Has that type of skill. Yeah.
Absolutely.
But I appreciate that she thought of me.
Did you hear? I don't know. My train of thought is all over the place. Did you hear about that? The tennis player that was selling a part of her arm as an NFT, essentially, and she was offering it as like a
what?
Yeah. So from what I understood.
Wait, what do you mean a part of her arm?
So
like, does she have a bionic arm?
No, it's a real arm, and she's offering it up, or was offering it as like a spot for temporary tattoo for, I guess, like artist marketing purposes.
Oh.
Saying that, you know, she plays in these big events and that her arm is seen by so many people, and it's
wild. I mean, yes. So does the space go to the highest bidder or to an artist that she is like, I really dig this person's work, I want it tattooed on my body forever?
That's a good question. I mean, this was a while ago, so I would imagine it all panned out already. It was on OpenSea, so it was definitely And I mean, I saw it on Twitter, so it was definitely like well covered.
Yeah.
I just remember her name.
I was gonna ask. I don't know anything about tennis, so I will not know who you're talking. Like, I was about to Google it.
I think it was like
tennis NFT
too. But yeah, interesting. You know, different.
Not to interrupt you, but it's a nice interruption that Maria Verde says that she checked your YouTube channel and said, "What amazing work!" So that's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much for checking it out. Yeah, those Han Solo ones are definitely they're pretty big. And hopefully, I hope the music videos are like easy to find on there too. I don't know if anybody's come across those also.
Oh yes, for Less Than Jake.
Yeah, and then also the other band that I did an animated video for, this band Arrows in Action, and they actually just put out a new song yesterday, and I have they're not paying me to plug them, but I absolutely love them, and if anybody is a fan of like power pop kind of rock music, Arrows in Action is definitely a band to check out.
Arrows in Action. All right.
Like All Time Low kind of thing, like that kind of vibe.
I don't know them. All Time Low? I've never heard of them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, these are like my emo roots.
Yeah, I wasn't like super into emo. I don't know a lot of emo bands. Or what's even like necessarily considered emo outside of like, oh damn it, the name of that band escaped me. Whatever. Anyway, I don't want to embarrass myself, but I don't know that much about emo. That's the point.
Oh, that means
one genre I'm not very familiar with.
Yeah, no. I mean, they solid music for sure. Some solid emo bands.
Gotta check them out. Who else would you recommend?
Who else I listen to? Another. I don't know. Emo's a strong word. I've been listening.
I think so too.
Other rock bands, we could say. Laney was another one that I've been kind of really overplaying recently. LANY.
Laney.
Yeah. You ever heard of them?
The picture's so heavy. Sorry. Laney. LANY. Nope.
Yeah.
No.
Like, who else? Like Senses Fail would be like some like old school emo.
That sounds vaguely familiar.
The Used.
The Used.
Trying to think. So many good ones.
Oh. That's looking really good. Looks like Raphael's in the water.
Got it.
Chilling. Yeah, you get the nice shadow there.
Let me figure out this pizza a little bit.
So last time you were here, did you since last time you were here, did you make any more pixel myths? Did you drop any more of those guys?
We have not. Yeah, I was telling you offline, but yeah, life's been a little hectic recently. All good things, just a little got a lot in the works.
That's good.
So, yeah, I feel like when I'm in this kind of phase, like time just flies, and then just like 2 weeks go by, and I'm like, oh man, I didn't post on Instagram in quite a while.
It's hard to keep up with everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, generally I feel like if I'm ever like not posting, that just means I'm probably cooking on something,
Well, that's good. At least something's going on behind the scenes, whereas for me, if I'm not posting, I'm also not doing most of the time. Well, that's not true. I shouldn't say that. I haven't posted in a long time, and a lot of stuff has been happening behind the scenes. And I don't know. It's actually harder to post when a lot of stuff is going on, because you're focusing on actually doing stuff instead of telling people about it,
Absolutely.
But you have to tell people about it, or else nobody knows what you're doing, and then you have to keep working a muggle job.
I mean, that is the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, there's one thing that I always think of with that. I started my film journey directing music videos, and this one artist that I was working with, his name's Audible Doctor. I remember like we were shooting, and it was like a no budget video. It was just me and a friend and a camera, and shooting him on a couple street scenes and stuff like that. And like I just remember I was like, just really focused on like trying to get some cool shots, and just really like focused on the video. And I just turn around at some point and I see him like taking selfies, and he's just like just taking pictures. And I was like still like kind of really early on in this, and I was just like, oh dude, like what are you doing, like we gotta shoot. And he said something just like along the lines of just like, well, if you're not posting about it, then it's not really happening. Or something like that.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. I can understand that.
Yeah, that's true. There's a couple questions from the people in Discord. Someone is asking, how much time does it take you to do these pieces? But obviously,
yeah, it really
depends on a lot of factors, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough. Like these pieces, anything that we've done here has been in like around 2 hours. The pixel myths, I could spend probably like 8 hours, I'd say, probably a piece, just like between the drawing and then bringing everything to animating, and probably it's really tough.
I would imagine.
Also, I feel like with pixel stuff, it at least for me, it's hard to just do it and walk away. That's what's like kind of really great about this stuff. But yeah, there's just like so like I'll work on the pixel myths, have them kind of sitting for a couple days, look at them again, and be like, okay, great, let's punch them up. Or I mean, with the Egyptians particularly, I like for a couple of them, I had drawn up completely different animations, and then after sitting on them for a couple of days, was like, oh wait, this would be way cooler. And
so you did it all over again.
So I went back to it.
Everybody that's in the chat, I just shared the links. The Pixel Mix collection is the last link there. You should check them out. I actually have Hera, and who does? I think Rude Moose owns. Which was the other goddess that you created? To check it out.
Many.
To look.
Yes,
you did.
I mean, I think he is deaf. Oh, Rude Moose. Sorry, I get all the animals.
Yeah.
I was thinking of mongoose.
Rude Moose and mongoose.
So many animals.
I never thought about that.
Sorry.
That's hilarious.
I think Athena, I want to say, because you...
That sounds about right.
Yeah, you got her. And thank you again so much. Like, that was so amazing.
So cool. I'm so glad I got, like, one of the first women that came out.
Absolutely.
Oh,
like
I didn't see Persephone. What? How did I miss Persephone last time? Oh my god, she's so cool. Hold up, I gotta share this.
Dope, thanks.
She's in the underworld and it looks fucking sick. Nisha said, shading good is hard. Yes, it is. It really is.
Doing what good is hard?
Shading. Like, shading. Like, it looks simple what you did for, when you break it down, you're just like, oh, wow, that's like 6 pixels that make up like the shadow behind the eyes of Raphael's mask, and then like the shadow in the water. But like, that's hard to know, like, just to do well. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely...
Art is hard.
Yeah. It's like, it's just those tricks, and like I feel like that's so much fun about it, just like learning those kinds of tricks. But it's definitely hard to, especially when you're getting into, be like, oh, that's going to be enough to show that he's underwater, right?
Yeah. Okay. It is. I mean, I understood that. So now I'm just like, okay, Krang in a floaty. Were you able to pull up reference?
Of Krang?
Do you need me to do it while you draw it here? Oh, yeah,
I'm guessing we're talking full body, right? Not just the brain, or we talking?
No, there's no, just the brain, I think.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I know we got the body.
But he's just gonna be I think we had decided, like, as the Easter egg, it was just gonna be like this pink pixel off in the there we go.
Just that.
Yes. Is that what the people want? I think that was what.
I mean, that would be. I would appreciate that very much, just as a fun little. If you know, you know.
Yeah, it's true. Oh, we have a couple questions that I missed. Holy Christmas. Okay. Someone asked, Pacheco asks, what is the most inspiring 80s cartoon for today's kids to draw? Not to watch, but to draw.
Whoa.
I have...
Oh, man. That's, I'm going to say Teenage Mutant
Ninja Turtles. It's a good one.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's a good place to start. Anything out there.
Muppet Babies. That show always had a good message.
There you go.
What else?
Yeah, 80s cartoons a little before my time.
A lot. But Muppet Babies might have been late 90s. Rainbow Bright. He-Man.
He-Man still.
And the Masters of the Universe.
They're making a new one of that too.
Yes, Thundercats. Thundercats are fun to draw.
Have you drawn Thundercats? That's awesome.
When I was really little, like I never tried as when I had like good motor skills for that, but I tried as a kid and enjoyed it. I had the lunchbox. Yeah,
that's exactly what I did with Dragon Ball Z, and I've never mastered it, but I've drawn so many of like characters with that kind of hair and just love it.
It's fun to draw the spiky things. I don't know.
That spiky hair.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Dali85 said, what little I've seen, you only dedicate yourself to the world of cartoons. Have you tried other topics? I'm going to answer for Rob. Well, I'll let him elaborate, but he just talked about his pixel myths. So no, he dedicates time to myths and Star Wars and music. Right, yeah.
Definitely all that. Yeah, and I mean, I used to, when I had more time, do a lot more like kind of fan art, and I would try to do not all like cartoon stuff, like on my Instagram or on my website, the Inside the Box website. You can see like the first thing that comes to mind, I did the Here's Johnny scene from The Shining.
Oh, I think I remember seeing that. That's on Instagram.
That, like, in pixels. Yeah, it's just a little far back, unfortunately.
It's okay.
Butchering this guy.
I have all the links to share again, so people don't have to scroll.
Because yeah, I really love doing stuff that, like, I guess you wouldn't necessarily imagine seeing in pixels. And like, the Shining thing in particular, like I just loved making it and then just watching it, just a classic kind of cinematic scene in a retro weird way.
It is a very beautiful, messed up film, The Shining.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I can watch it anymore. Like I've seen it. I've probably seen it like, it's just very disturbing. I don't know. Like you just like when you're done, you just have like a weird feeling. And I'm like, okay, like I'm done with making myself feel like that for no reason. It was very well done though. I love Shelley Duvall.
That's how I feel about Requiem for a Dream. Like I saw
I can't. Oh.
I really appreciate it.
That movie, Requiem for a Dream. I remember my friend. So this was when Blockbuster still existed. For you people who are still sweet summer children or it wasn't in your country, Blockbuster was a place where you could rent DVDs and videos when people still had VHS videos. And it was a thing. You'd go with your family every week and like rent a movie and get some snacks and chill out and watch a movie. And I remember, I think I was a junior in high school and my friend Danielle was a senior. And we'd go to her house, obviously still live with her mom. And I don't know where her mom was. Maybe she was just in the other room, but we watched that movie and like at the end of it just cried because we didn't know what to do with like how we felt. Like we just looked at each other and we're like, I just feel so like weird. So yeah, Requiem for a Dream. Yeah. I was like, I can't watch this. Darren Aronofsky's got some. He's problematic too, right? Wasn't he married to like a 13-year-old or something?
Oh.
Was that him? No. Who's the other guy? No, I am so sorry. No. I hope Darren Aronofsky was starting rumors about people.
I can't really keep up with Hollywood and what goes on these days.
All the allegations, but this was like old. No. Roman Polanski is who I was thinking.
Oh,
I don't know why I confused those two.
Rosemary's Baby?
People. Yes, that's the guy who was with a very young person. Supposedly.
Yeah, that was definitely an interesting one because I heard about him in film school, or not heard about him, learned about him in film school, watched some of his movies in film school, and then afterward learning everything else.
Yeah.
Like, that's really a thing? Like, that same guy? It's like,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing.
There's a bunch of directors and artists that you learn stuff about them and you're just like, wow, how can you be so like talented and then like terrible at the same time?
Yeah, I mean,
being human is crazy.
Quite interesting. I mean, it's all quite interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
We can get off topic. We can talk about something more fun.
More fun. So, yes, Mylene said this pizza looks delicious. Those pineapples are looking nice and fresh.
Thanks,
I like the blanket. Mylene, I forgot. I learned how to say it properly, and I just forgot it. Mylene.
Yes. Going back and forth last time.
So there's Krang.
We might have more room. Do we want to?
No, we need more turtles because we only have 2 out of the 4. It's kind of like
get another turtle like here swimming.
Yeah, just like his eye, like one of like this. Yes, like this. I'm trying to think if you see me in the right direction. Last time I tried to show you how I wanted this horizon line, and it was not.
I'll let you know. I have the stream like camera over here, so if you see me looking off camera, then I'm looking at you. If I'm looking this way, I'm looking at you.
You're looking at the screen. I see.
Yeah. Okay, so what was that?
I'm just reading the comments in chat right now. Mongoose MR said that I think that shredded Krang could be a good topping. That's so raw.
Put some pink dots on here.
Brain. That's just literally shredded brain. That's really disturbing. What would that be? Sharp cheese? Okay, I'm out. Domino, you win.
Awesome.
Would that be sharp cheese? I love it here. That's
I was going to say, like, this is only here do we get this. Like, it's so great.
Puns and dad jokes, and then endless loops about food.
I mean, puns and dad jokes can be the name.
And then sometimes there's like good advice. Oh yeah, speaking of good advice, there was totally a legit question that I missed too, and people were talking in the chat. I boop 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 boop. So many questions. Okay. Wow. I'm sorry I missed these people's. Okay. So here it is. This one. When did you start in pixel art? Were you always just as good, or have you gotten better over time? I like your story. You should tell the story of why you started this.
Oh, sweet. No, thanks for the question. And I, definitely started off really, really horrible. One day I can show off. I saved like the first thing that I ever drew, and it's just like so fun going back to. I started off absolutely horrific. I actually started my adventure in the art world as a filmmaker, and I went to film school. That's actually I should have mentioned that when I was talking about Roman Polanski and going to film school. That's where all that came from.
Yeah.
And then I studied filmmaking. I mainly focused on directing and did a lot of music videos, did some short films. I did a really low budget feature film, just did a lot and really loved making films. But I fell into the pixel world kind of just out of necessity, I guess, or just like a wanting to expand what I was able to make and I couldn't afford, I guess.
Cool.
I've always been a huge Star Wars fan, or like fantasy just in general, like fan geek. So I've always wanted to do something fantastical, and I kind of just got it in my head. Actually, I'll to be more specific, I was hanging out with a friend, and he actually had the comic book that I ended up adapting, the Han Solo comic book, and for whatever reason, like that kind of like clicked in me of just like, oh, like it'd be so fun to see a straight adaptation of a comic book. Like I've never seen that before, and like I think clearly the animation seed must have been planted, but that was really the big jump. And once I saw that, I was like, okay, like I can make a fan film, and let's just learn how to maybe see if I can animate. And it was all kind of me slowly realizing that I was going to have to do everything, because at first I was like, oh, maybe I can find artists and we can collaborate and do this, and then I was just like, I'm asking for so much. Like there's no way. So then I just started learning pixel art and just started doing it.
So cool.
Thanks. And it, like I was probably drawing for about a year before I even like released anything, like made an Instagram account.
Wow.
The Han Solo in particular, like I did a first full edit of the movie before I did the voiceovers or anything. I just kind of wanted to get like a storyboard down. So there is existent online a horribly drawn, horribly animated Han Solo that I still like reference as again a storyboard to this day. And then I feel like that was really my like pixel art school, because like I had everything to draw. Like I needed buildings, I needed people, I needed creatures, I needed boxes, I needed everything. And then it was actually also kind of cool. It was all just really slow. But I'm glad it worked out like that, because the fact that I did do that first, and I ended up, of course, like when I first did it, I told myself like I'll use a lot of this stuff when I go to do the final version. And then I go to do the final version, I'm like, I can draw so much better now. I don't want to use any of this stuff. I need to redraw all of it. I think it was also a super good learning experience, like redoing basically everything I did. So that was a weird learning experience. And then also another thing, which I guess I would recommend, it's all, everyone's story is completely different. but like I'm really glad that I started off with adapting like a comic book and doing that kind of fan film thing, because I was very closely referencing the comic book and the art style and the artist. His name's Mark Brooks, and not the style. Obviously, it's pixel art, so it's totally different. But as far as like technique and like kind of
Mm-hmm.
seeing how they were
Like,
able to pull off, like how stuff would look, or like dimension
mm-hmm.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Shading.
Perspective and yeah. Got
Exactly.
you. Yeah.
Um,
Composition, blah blah blah.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so it was I put myself through a weird school, but
School of life, just doing it yourself. That's the best way to learn.
yeah,
Well, one of the best ways.
and
It's nice to have a guide, but
yeah, and I mean like definitely YouTube, like any technical thing. It was really more so I feel like the animating where that came into play. Other than, I don't know if I've said on this stream, but I've probably mentioned before that Jim Lee is a comic book artist. He's like a big comic book artist at DC, or he's, I think, like a bigger title now. But he used to do live streams, and it would just be him drawing for hours, and that was also just like really, really great to just watch and see like somebody of his talent, like just erasing and just doing whatever and just having so much fun and like no pressure behind it. It was that was definitely a really cool learning experience as well, or not learning experience, but a thing.
No, it's a learning experience to watch people in their process, definitely, like 1,000%.
Yeah.
So,
sorry that was a super long answer, but hopefully that helped a little bit.
No, that's good. There's I feel like you kind of suggested it already. Somebody asked, I can't find the question, but they asked like, what do you recommend for artists that are trying to do pixel art? And I think you kind of answered that, unless you have more tips, but just that you adapted an existing concept to start practicing instead of like coming up with a concept at the same time learning a new skill. Like,
exactly,
that's like, a lot at once.
Yeah, I feel like with learning anything, and definitely with this, it's like know what you want to do. That way you know what your goal is. Like I know I want to draw this, and then get good at drawing that, and just take it one step at a time, I feel like that's really it.
It's really good, clear advice. Know what you want, which is half the battle with me.
Absolutely.
I can't pick. Everything looks fun. It's hard to pick one thing to learn.
I am so with you. I mean, if anyone told me before I started doing pixel art that this would not only be like just a thing in my life, but a majority of my life at this point, I would have been shocked.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Not at all where I saw anything.
And another question was, how can the whale community support you? What a lovely question. I was scrolling looking for it, but I wish I remember who asked it, but that was a nice question. Thank you. Yeah,
whoever it was, thank you. I mean, coming here is just super cool. Really appreciate you guys just coming and hanging out. I mean, just please just share my work. Like that really helps so much. Like the thing with the Han Solo is like we put so much work into it, and I just want people to see it. I can't make money off of it because it's a fan film, but at the same time, like I've gotten some cool opportunities from it already, and that's awesome. I just want more people to see it and connect with more people. I have the PixelMits NFT collection for any collectors that are interested. There's a couple that are left or that are still available. I think a couple, maybe 3.
Really? They've all been scooped? Fuck.
Wait, what?
I said, really? They've all been scooped? Fuck. Sorry for cursing.
No, it's all good.
Because I waited too long.
Yeah, I mean, there's gonna be plenty more for sure.
Yeah, but I liked Isis. I had my eye on her. Let me see if. All right. Well, anyway.
I mean, last I checked, she was still available, unless things have been changing. while we've been on
I
stream.
don't know. Which has happened.
It does happen.
Persephone belongs to Fat Cat. I love that name. P-H-A-T.
Fat Cat is a man. Fat Cat / Mongoose.
Oh, that's Mongoose.
Yeah. Oh,
Fat
sorry if I blew up
Cat.
his spot, but yeah.
You
Which
ruined
also,
everything.
I gotta give him a shout out because he's the man in general. Like, he's just been so supportive. And he also has been suggesting some really cool music. And the last one he sent me is this guy Gordon. I gotta look it up, or if he's in the chat, he can drop it. And I've been not fighting with my girlfriend per se, but she's been asking me to meditate or suggesting that I meditate. Woo! And I've been very weary because I just it's hard for me to get in a mental space. And this music is the first thing that I ever heard that I was like, I can meditate to this. And it's the last thing you would expect. It's like,
wait, the music from what? I'm sorry, my brain just missed that.
This guy
Gordon?
Fat Cat / Mongoose had shared with me.
Oh, okay. I thought it was from a piece of art or something.
Yeah, sorry, I'm getting totally off track now.
Gordon Mama.
Boom.
That's what he said.
Yes.
I've never heard of them. I gotta check that out.
If you're into funky stuff, definitely.
I am.
Not your everyday radio bops. And yeah, it's the song in particular that I was thinking of. It's
oh shit.
More I guess sounds than music, and yeah, it's just so unexpected. And
that was so loud. I just heard myself. Why
is it
so loud now? Now there's an extra echo.
Uh-oh.
No.
Yeah, so I just wanted to say thank you for everything and for those dope recommendations, man.
Gordon Mama.
Mama, yeah.
Do you have those headphones nearby? Because now the echo is intense.
That's crazy. Yeah.
I know. And then when the headphones are on, I have good news. Good news from the chat.
Okay. Does this work?
Yes, I think so. Thank you, Nightmare. Cheerleading. He said, can you hear me?
I can
Rob?
hear you. Can you hear
Sweet.
me?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I wanted you to know that Nightmare said, I'm out of pocket and missing my favorite weekly show.
Oh, dude. You are
sad face.
Yeah.
I hearted it anyway because it's sweet that he said that. Yes, I have a lot of fun doing this with you. It's great. I love, as Maria Verde said, she said, I love watching people do what they love to do. Me too. That's my shit.
There.
That's always fun, watching people make art. Why do I hear an echo of me? Is it somebody in Discord? No, everybody's mic is off. Nightmare, is your mic off? He's not even in voice, okay.
Is that me still?
You have headphones on though, so that doesn't... Well. Hello?
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay,
Testing.
is there any echo?
No, it's good now, I think. It must
40,
be...
49 minutes in, we got it.
I didn't hear it for a while. It just all of a sudden became a problem.
Yeah, that's what I was telling you before. I don't know what's going on with my system. It's very hot and cold.
So Mongoose said that, he said, my theory is Gordon Mama was the original Beeple because he does a daily composing Olympics where he creates a set of parameters, writes a super short piece, and then puts it away. That's intense.
Cool. He seems like such a cool dude. I saw an interview with him on YouTube, and it was just such a not Hollywood documentary. It's just a camera on him. It just seems like a really cool guy, and I love his music and just his style. Super cool.
I can't wait to check it out. Boop. So, I can't believe how does 50 minutes pass so quickly? 40, technically live for 45 minutes and 30 seconds.
That's crazy.
But yeah, it happened fast. So yeah, I don't know.
The conversation is just so good. It's like it's hard.
Yes, it's hard to. The fact that you come on and do live art with us is very impressive and admirable. It's very hard to be witnessed by people making something when you know what you're gonna do, but to like not know what you're gonna do is like another level of stage bravery. So big up, Rob. It's hard to do that.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that.
Yes, for sure.
It is definitely. It's so much fun. But
it is fun. It's like visual improv comedy to me. That's what it is. Yeah.
Absolutely. I get to mix my filmmaking background with pixel art somehow.
Yes. And love for comedy improv, kind of.
Yeah.
It's much slower pace. But
I get to hang out with like cool people. Like this is every time I draw, I'm just by myself. This is way more fun.
Yeah. Oh yay. Yeah. It's like when I've drawn in front of other people, I think we've talked about it too. Like before you go on, you're like kind of nervous, and then if you just have like one person there to talk to, then it's like okay, I feel fine.
And that's If you weren't here talking, I would be sweating for sure.
But the people in chat are also very supportive too. So if I wasn't here talking, they'd be cheering you on as well. It would just be hard to pay attention to the chat and what you're doing.
Yeah, it's definitely tough.
Like I just have to listen to you, and I still look at this so that when you're talking, I'm looking at you, even though it doesn't look like that's what's happening. Because right, but it's still a lot of clicking back and forth. So when you're actually drawing something, it's a whole nother. Like I can't concentrate on it.
Oh, it's a practice for sure. It's teaching me something.
That's a good idea, Mongoose. He said you can have the Butter Collective spinning behind you. I don't think you've been around for the Butter Collective. It's been a couple weeks since they've been here, but it was like a bi-weekly music and art event, and there'd be live art and DJ, and it was cool. She did a painting of a whale. Yeah, I'm trying to remember the name of the artist and the DJ. My mind is blanking. But yeah, it would be cool to bring in collaborations with them and different artists. Good ideas.
So that was something. I thought that was a suggestion or another prompt.
A suggestion? No. Another suggestion? No. It was a suggestion to have like live music, like while you're pixelating things. But I don't know how you would hear the music. Like unless you're in the same room with them, you might. I don't know.
Interesting.
I don't know. I have to think about it. But people do like simulcasts all the time. So I just don't know what they use. You know what I mean? Like if you were broadcasting you drawing and somebody else, you know how they do on TV shows, like there's somebody doing something and they're talking over it. Like why wouldn't that be possible? I don't know.
Yeah, that's so beyond my technical expertise.
Me too.
But
I went to art school. I have no helpful skills.
That's what I'm saying. I trust somebody can figure it out. Unfortunately, I would not be that person.
Do we need to have a third session for this guy?
We could, yeah. I've also spoilers. I don't know if I should, if this is breaking the rules, but I have like made final tweaks on the pieces that, offline.
What?
Actually, the Baby
Against
Yoda, I don't think I did, but the Leap Cat, I definitely made some small tweaks offline.
this is your art. You can do whatever you want. I can't tell you what to do.
Cool. So yeah, I'd be happy to finish this up offline and post it if you want to move on to the next one, or I'm happy to put this on pause and we can come back and see where we are next week.
All right. Mongoose MR suggested Michelangelo blimp in the sky.
Oh my god. All right. So it sounds like we're going to need another session. If these ideas keep flowing like this, it's kind of
You could like
stop it.
If it's one of those things where it's like it would only take you, another 15-20 minutes to draw, we can like do a double header or whatever.
I feel like
finish one.
I'm sure we could put another hour into this.
Yeah.
Another
hour. Yeah, man, pixel art's crazy. Yeah, if you've been here before, I don't think we've ever finished one in one session. It's always at least two.
I'm trying.
I don't know. There is no rush. We ain't got nothing but time. Michelangelo blimp in the sky sounds like a really good idea for the continuation.
I love that. Yeah. Should I just like sketch that out so we don't forget it? Just put something.
Yeah. Do what you gotta do. Or take notes, whatever you need to do to remember. Michelangelo blimp in the sky. In a blimp.
I can't forget that.
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
Thank you for that, Mongoose.
we got some good work done.
We did. This pizza is making me think that maybe I could eat it.
I don't know what I'm doing here. That maybe what? You could be here or you can eat it?
That I could eat it. Like I could do it. I could eat pineapple on pizza, maybe.
Oh man.
I wouldn't order it, but if it's available to me, I would eat it and possibly, that slice particularly. The pixel slice.
Only in pixels, yeah.
That's an interesting. Caveat. Ooh, you know how they have all those like foodie Instagram people that like do food art? That could be a cool food art.
Oh, definitely.
I want to eat that. I want somebody to make that for me. Because it's like food art is crazy because like you make something so beautiful and then you're like, oh, I gotta eat this.
Like the stuff in commercials?
So fleeting. No, not in commercials. Like, I'm trying to remember the name of this woman that I follow on Instagram. She makes pasta. And she uses like these beautiful food dyes and they look beautiful.
Oh, wow.
She just like makes these
pasta.
She makes these like artful like tortellinis and flowers and chains and like weavings of pasta and like
whoa.
It's crazy.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah. How do we talk about food way too much? Here. We have a problem. The whale community needs like to see a hypnotist about our food addiction. Like,
I'm wondering.
Every stream. Wait, so is that a sketch of Michelangelo in a blimp?
Yeah, I figure I'll just leave that as a visual reminder for us.
Excuse me. I don't know how you see that there, but if you'll remember it. I don't know how I could possibly forget Michelangelo in a blimp.
Seriously.
It's pretty great.
We're good on that for sure.
Well.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm good to wrap up anytime, but I'm also not in a rush. So.
I unfortunately do have plans this evening, but next week, pretty sure. Is it next Wednesday? Yes. Should be fine.
Awesome.
Yeah. If not, we'll pick a different day and we'll be back for more. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. And again, I really appreciate everybody like just coming and hanging out and all the questions were super cool. I hope any of my answers were helpful in the least. But also just anybody feel free to message me on Discord anytime. I feel like that's probably the easiest way. So yeah, anybody has a question, please.
Reach out to Rob. He's cool. He's a very approachable guy.
I try to be nice, you know.
And talented. Down to earth, talented guy, dude.
You're nice.
So yeah, I'm excited to see where this goes next time. We'll keep you posted. You can stay tuned by following us on Twitter at Whale Community. We pin our weekly schedule to the top of our Twitter feed, so you can check it out there. And you should know we usually upload a new schedule every Sunday, so you'll know by Sunday what's happening next week. And you can join the Whale FM calendar and RSVP there, or the Whale FM calendar channel in Discord, over there, wherever you are on your computer. Go there, RSVP for the events that you would like to go to, and you can hang out with us. And we'll see you next time, everybody. Have a great evening, morning, afternoon. Bye.
Thanks, everybody.